Bang! NeevesKnives. I'm Jared, and this is not a knife video. Today I'm addressing something. So first off, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I do appreciate you following the channel, and I appreciate everybody who is following the channel and all the support. The channel's been blowing up massively, and I am so grateful and so thankful and very blessed. So thank you for that so much. Now, I'm going to try to... I'm going to rant a little bit, and I don't want to do this in a way that comes off cocky or arrogant or anything like that. I'm going to try to do this as humble as possible. But forgive me if I do come off any way other than that. So there's been people in the community, and I know who they are, making statements about me, saying that my channel can't be this successful. There's no possible way that my channel could be this successful without me buying views. Completely looking past the fact that I work 16 hours a day, every day on this channel, that I upload multiple videos a day, every single day. I do multiple lives a week, every week. That I have over 20 uploads a week, every week. That I put forth all this effort, time, work, and learning and changing and evolving. It couldn't be any of that. Can't be any of that. It can't be understanding how YouTube's algorithm works. It can't be all the effort and work. It can't be any of that. It must be buying views. Well, in this video, I'm going to prove without a shadow of a doubt how that's a ridiculous statement and how it shows you have no idea what you're talking about. Now, first off, you can't compare one person's channel to another. You can't do that. Because both channels will be putting in a different amount of effort, work, uploads, all of that. One might understand the algorithm a little bit more, one might not. And no, by understanding the algorithm, that does not mean that you have to go past your morals or anything like that. That is a ridiculous thing to think, that by understanding how YouTube's algorithm works that you have to go past your morals or your honor or anything like that. So making a statement that you have a channel so you understand how much views or how many views a knife channel gets and all that, that is a ridiculous statement. You don't own the monopoly on how many views a knife channel can get. That's not the way YouTube works, and it's ridiculous to think that. That's like being a musician and saying, well, I'm a musician, so I know how many records a musician can sell, and it's impossible for that person to sell that many records. Like, that's ridiculous. Especially if you haven't put forth the effort, evolved and changed and done the efforts to understand. And if you did, you'd realize how much of a ridiculous statement this is. And if you understood YouTube's algorithm even a little bit, then you would understand how that's a dumb statement. You can't just look at somebody's videos and say that, oh, they're getting this many views? Oh, well, that must be buying views, right? You can't look at it and say, oh, he has this many likes and this many comments, so he must be buying views. That's dumb. That is dumb. You can't do that. Maybe if somebody has 10 million views and 2 likes, right, then maybe you could say something like that. But if you look across the board, everybody's is different. It's all different, right? Yeah, obviously, there's a little bit of a percentage, but the higher the views goes, the lower the percentage of comments and likes goes. It's just the way it works. Now, I'm going to prove without a shadow of a doubt that my channel doesn't buy views. Just hang tight. But, Kara brought something up to my attention, like how many people this hurts by making a statement like that. When you don't say the person's name. Just say my name. Just say my name. Because by making broad statements when you're clearly talking about me, other people might be thinking you're talking about the channel that they're watching, or maybe somebody thinks you're talking about them. Like, you don't realize that other people you hurt by making ridiculous statements like that, and they're ridiculous. That's the thing. And it shows how... I don't even need to finish that sentence, but it says a lot about you, right? Now, let me break it down really quickly, and I do want to go into a little bit more, but really quick. Let's break it down in a fast, really short way because I can go into all this stuff for hours, but I can break it down very fast. Why? Or how you can tell my channel doesn't buy views. And I'm going to prove it. But you got to understand how YouTube's algorithm works. And first, you got to understand buying views. Buying views does not get you any money. You do not make a penny off of buying views. No view that you buy gets you $1. Nothing. Nothing. You just spend money. That's it. And then you're probably like, well, how do you get views without getting any money? Well, they don't watch the ads. They click past the ads. You have to watch at least 30 seconds of an ad or click on the ad in order to get revenue from an ad. Right? That's all you get money from is AdSense. You don't get money from having a certain amount of subscribers. You get money off of views. And the views only based on the ones that actually watched or clicked on an ad, for ad revenue. So the views, if you buy them, which I'm also going to talk about why it's detrimental to your channel to do that, so don't do that. But when you buy them, you get the views, but what winds up happening is, so you have impressions, a CTR rating, and an RPM. Okay, what are those? Let's talk about what those are. And this is where you kind of got to understand how YouTube's algorithm works. So impressions. Impressions is when you're on your device and you see a video, like you're scrolling, and you see a video go past. That's an impression. Or say you're watching one video and underneath it, they're suggesting another video. That's an impression. YouTube is sharing your video with somebody by letting them see it. Now, CTR rating is click-through ratio. How many people clicked on the video when they had an impression? Okay? So, CTR rating, click-through ratio, how many people seen your video and clicked on it? Now, RPM, it means a rate per milli. I don't know why it says milli, but it's basically how much money you make per 1,000 views. So, there is a percentage there for every 1,000 views, how much money do you make per 1,000 views? Now, there's a percentage there that your channel should never go below or above. If you buy views, your RPM will go below the normal RPM. So YouTube has a system in place to see these things because it's a brilliant system, way more smarter than anything you can imagine, smarter than any one of us. Think about it, it runs Google, YouTube, it does all of this. So it's not a human that does this, it's all calculated by math. So it understands numbers, and it sees, like the RPM, when it sees that your RPM is below a certain number, it says red flag. Something is going on this channel because there's no reason why they have this many views, but their RPM is this low. So it instantly sees that. So what happens? What do they do? Well, it's against YouTube policy for you to buy views. It's against their policy if you're monetized. So if you have a monetized channel, it's not that it's illegal. It's not illegal. It's just against their policy. So what do? Do they strike you? Do they take your channel away? No, they hide you. They don't allow you to get impressions. So the biggest goal for you and your channel is to get impressions. If you have impressions, then that's your biggest success, is to have the impressions, right? Obviously, the click-through ratio is better, but you can't get click-through ratio without the impressions. And now remember, your CTR rating, it has to be human. It has to be, because that is based on somebody actually scrolling past your video and clicking on it. It's not based on you searching for the video. It's not based on you going to the channel and clicking on it. It's based on it going past your face, scrolling, or a suggestion, and then getting clicked on. That's a human doing that. So, with that, if you buy views, your RPM rating goes down, and YouTube's red flag goes up, and they say, hide it. Hide that channel because something abnormal is going on with this channel. We can't tell what's going on, but we're not going to share a channel where we can see clearly in our system that they're doing something messed up. So then they don't share it. So if you have a high impressions rating number from YouTube, then they can see clearly all your numbers align perfectly with their system and say, you're a good channel. You're putting forth effort. You're doing all these other things in place. So we want to share. Now, there's other ways to get your impressions up. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but there's lots of ways to get impressions up. But the point is that if you have, and then if you have a high impressions, there's no reason for you to buy views, right? You have exactly what you want. You have YouTube sharing your content with the masses. So let's look at what my impressions is. And this isn't me trying to be cocky. This isn't me trying to boast or anything like that, but I have to prove this really quick. So we're going to look at my CTR and my impressions really quick. And like I said, the CTR are humans. It cannot be bought. You cannot buy impressions and you cannot buy CTR. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You can buy views, but you can't buy those. So, you can see this is my channel. This is the last 28 days. This is the impressions in the last 28 days. This is the click-through ratio last 28 days, and this is the total views last 28 days. So, by looking at that, by looking at my impressions, you can see YouTube is sharing my damn videos with the world. And by looking at the CTR rating, you can see the percentage of actual human beings clicking on the video when they scroll past it. So, now that we've worked that out, and you can see clearly I haven't bought views, that clearly what I'm doing with my channel and with my work and effort and all of this, YouTube is sharing my channel, sharing my content. And I'm very thankful for that. I put in a lot of hard work to get to that. And I put it, when I first started, I didn't even know how the computer worked. And that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I didn't have a clue how a computer worked. That's a whole nother story. But the point is that I have literally busted my ass to work on this channel and understand how YouTube's algorithm works. And I've put forth so much effort and time and hours and hours and hours in order to grow this channel. I knew it was going to do good because I am not willing to not let it. I am putting forth so much effort that it has to be. There's no other choice. So, and that's a whole nother story too of why I do that. Anyways, it's sad that you negate all the hard work somebody can do and boil it down to they have to buy views in order to be successful, and you take away somebody that's possibly thinking about starting a channel or possibly thinking about something and saying that it's impossible for me to do it without buying views, because that's ridiculous. If you wanted to understand, you can come to me. If you want to understand more, you can come to me. I have no problem helping. And I don't mean help because that sounds kind of cocky. I have no problem showing you exactly what I'm doing. If you have a channel and you're curious or if you'd like to know, just come to me, man. I want nothing but success for this whole community. I am in absolutely no competition with anybody. I joke around about being in competition with Metal Complex. That's complete bullshit. I love Metal Complex. I have no competition. The only person I compete against is myself because that's the only person I can beat every single day. So I try to be better than I was yesterday every single day with everything I do. And by doing that, it's impossible to not be successful. Now, if you're doing the exact same thing you've done from the start and it hasn't worked, then it's you. if you literally have not attempted or tried or changed your background, I can go over 1,000 things that you could change constantly in order to grow better and appeal to more people, and lots of things that actually appeal to people. Like, there's things that I do wrong. There's things I still need to work on. I can name a bunch. But those are things that I personally have to work on for myself and my own channel that will benefit me and my channel, for sure. I just hope that instead of people jumping to conclusions and thinking they understand how things are just because they have a channel doesn't mean you understand. And you know you don't. That's the sad thing, is you know you don't. You know you don't have facts, you don't have proof, you don't have any of this stuff, because it's a fact that I don't buy views. So it can't be also a fact that you know I buy views. It also can't be a fact that you have proof in any way, shape, or form. So it really, you have to be very ignorant to how YouTube works to make those statements, and that's okay that you're ignorant to it. That's okay. I'm ignorant to a lot of things too. I mean, like I said, I started off not even understanding how to work a computer. But, you can put forth the effort and you can reach out to people, and I've had lots of people do that. So shout out to the channels that do that, that's awesome. I do think that that's amazing that you have a channel that you do want to grow more success through, and you look at what other people are doing and you go to them and you say, hey man, could you give me a hand? Or hey, what are you doing over here? How do I do this? Or how does this work? Right? Like, that's smart. That's smart. This isn't the game of who has the least most successful channel and let me do what they do. That's not this game. This isn't the game of who has the worst channel and let me repeat what they're doing. This isn't the game. And then also to think that there's something honorable about not changing is ridiculous to me. I hear so many people talking like as if like they started this way and this is how they're always going to do it, as if there's something honorable about not growing, as if there's something honorable about not learning and doing different things and trying different things and being more successful in a humble way, in an honorable way. Like, that's crazy to me. That people think like that people think that there's something honorable about, say, not being monetized, or honorable about not doing something different, or something honorable about not appealing to the masses, or something honorable about sticking to the same way you've always done it. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't look down and talk crap about somebody who is willing to do that stuff, who does like doing that stuff, who actually likes to grow and likes to be more successful and appreciates the hard work and appreciates the grind and likes learning and likes understanding the things and likes understanding how they work and puts forth the effort to do it and to learn it. But, I hope that, because this community is the most amazing community. I can't believe I've been going 20 minutes. This is the most amazing community, and I love every bit of it. There's always going to be downfalls. There's always going to be parts that suck. But for the most part, it's all awesome. And I'll be honest, in a live way, this can be flattering, right? And it is to some extent. But it does, what really makes me upset is the other people, all right? They get hurt by it, or that start thinking things when they obviously don't understand, right? But I love you guys. I appreciate all the support, man. The growth has been amazing. And when I get that plaque, you can't get a plaque without YouTube going through your channel with a fine-tooth comb. That's what they're doing right now to mine. I love you guys. Peace.